Subnautica is scary. Well, sort of. To some people, it's the scariest game they've ever played. To others, it's just a silly little fish game.
Hey, bro, shawty bad.
Yeah. What's good, ma?
But the question is, how is Subnautica scary? So for this video, we're going to be looking at Subnautica and what really makes the game scary. The game opens up with your spaceship being shot down. You're able to make it to a life pod and somewhat safely land on the surface of the planet. If you've seen my other Subnautica video, which I'm pretty sure everyone has already seen it, you would know that this is probably the most optimal outcome. Opening the life pod, we are introduced to planet 4546b, as well as the first three phobias of the game. Xenophobia, the fear of the unknown, since we are on an alien planet and you know nothing about it. Thalassophobia, the fear of large deep bodies of water, because in case you couldn't see, the whole game is an ocean. And monophobia, the fear of being all alone, and as we'll come to see, nobody else is here. Now, I do want to cover most of the phobias associated with the game, but if I do, every single one, it would take forever. Like, what the fuck is botanophobia? The fear of plants? And this is also where the game unintentionally does a little trolling. Exiting the life pod, we focus on the giant crash ship in the background, and with nowhere else on the horizon to go, you would think to go there first. Most games give you small little hints on where to go first, whether it be a waypoint, lighting pointing into the right direction, or bright yellow paint. But there's nowhere really else to go other than the giant ship in the background, so let's go check out the giant ship. When we get close to the ship, we start taking radioactive damage, so I guess this wasn't where we were supposed to go. But as we turn around to leave, we can hear a distant shrieking underneath the surface. Something is down there, and whatever it is doesn't sound too friendly. But hey, surely that won't be important later. Exploring around the starting area of the game, we don't really run into any problems. Sure, there are stalkers and crashfish, but like, come on, these guys don't really do anything at all. But I will say another phobia we come across is claustrophobia, the fear of confined spaces. And for this part, we have to do some cave diving. There's not a lot of sections in this game where you have to go into narrow caves, except for the early part of the game, but the only problem with the caves is they're just underwater mazes, and it's really easy to get distracted. Oh, and hey look, you're about to drown, and you don't even know where else to go. I don't have claustrophobia, but I know tons of people who get sick at the idea of cave diving. And when playing Subnautica, they stray as far away as they can from going inside of the caves. About now in the game, you'll probably venture out to the safe shallows and enter the grassy plateau. You probably have a sea glide, but no sea moth yet, so you'll need to constantly swim back up to the surface for air. And this biome is a lot deeper and leaves more room for things to be swimming around. The game does a great job at suspense and terror. Anything can be anywhere. You've already heard the shrieking from the depths, so you just know how menacing things can be, and you've already seen the reef backs in the game, so you just know how big things can actually get here, but still nothing. Nothing comes for you in these zones, and nothing ever happens. The game does a perfect job at building up suspense and delaying it, not showing you the hostile leviathans until later in the game, using the player's lack of knowledge of the alien planet to its advantage. And that's pretty much how it will go for a while. The sense of terror will loom over you, constantly having you to look over your shoulder to make sure something isn't there. The game also does more trolling by having you repair the radio and even giving you radio messages from the other survivors from the crash, so your sense of aloneness will go away, thinking you will be able to find some other NPCs in the game to at least talk to. Arriving at the other life pods, we can find out that they all died brutal deaths. And if you want to learn more about how they died, then I have a whole ass mid-video about it. The game gives you the hopes of finding other people just for them to rip it away and show you that they all died in different ways, squashing your hopes and also showing the player that there really are awful creatures lurking around in the depths. They would also, again, do a little bit of trolling by having a rescue ship come down to pick you up, but right before it comes to pick you up, it fucking explodes. So yeah, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you, fool me 3 times, fucking whatever anymore. But hey, let's go check back up on the Aurora. And ship go boom. And now we can make a lead suit and head back to the ship. The explosion left a hole in the back of the Aurora, and now we can enter inside. The only problem is there's something guarding that area, and whatever it is tore a hole in the life pod nearby. So that begs the question, what's here? The Reaper Leviathan, which brings us to our next phobia, Ophidiophobia, the fear of snakes and serpents. I know Subnautica isn't a horror game, and that wasn't the developer's main focus for the game, but the Reaper Leviathan completely changes that. The game perfectly gets the sound design right of the bubbles leaving your breath, shifting metal of the ship, and then the scream out of nowhere from the depths as the Reaper Leviathan rushes towards your sea moth to kill you. The design of the Reaper is a long serpent with a crested head and 4 mandibles sticking out to grab you when it kills you. I think they perfected the Reaper design to be the perfect nightmare fuel to see in the depths. The suspense of the whole game has been building up for this moment, and it completely pays off. Probably the scariest moment I've had while playing this game was during a stream about a year ago, where I was just fucking around, and then a Reaper Leviathan came out of nowhere.
That's terrifying. Oh Lord. That is actual found footage. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop this. That's actually terrifying.
He's trying to tap your stern.
Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Hold on, I don't see him. Mr. Reaper.
That is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen. I honestly don't think they can top the design of the Reaper Leviathan. No matter how hard they try for the next game and for the future game to come out, nothing can top just the horrific design of the Reaper Leviathan. But we'll cross that bridge in the next video once we talk about Below Zero. Speaking of the pitch black, let's talk about the ecological dead zone. Most games try to have a clever way to keep their player within the game's bounds. Subnautica makes a drop off to the depths of hell. And they could totally just have stopped there, because it's not like you're going to get really far. You'll drown first before you get to the bottom, and your sea moth will run out of batteries, or you'll just get bored swimming into the nothingness. But they could have just stopped right there, but they decided to add the fucking demons. They decided to add ghost leviathans in the depths. Now, just like the Reaper Leviathan, you'll probably hear their ghostly shrieking first, and then you'll see a blue blur slowly get bigger as it gets closer to you, and then kills you pretty much instantly. The pitch black nothingness and the blue bioluminescent ghost leviathans make the void arguably probably the scariest biome in the game. And I would be lying if I said the first time I played this game I didn't totally accidentally jump off the edge with my prawn suit and wasn't able to make it back up. Turning our attention over to the Lost River, we can find a smaller ghost leviathan, but we already talked about them, and honestly, you can pretty much just drive around the ghost leviathans. They're not that important in this section. But what I do want to talk about is the crab squids, which brings us to another phobia, arachnophobia, the fear of spiders. And spoiler alert, this thing is neither a crab nor a squid. It's a spider that can EMP your ship, leaving it defenseless. I don't have arachnophobia, but this thing is disgustingly awful. Actually looking at this, it's pretty much it's 50% crab and 50% squid. So I guess I was wrong earlier, but the thing I wasn't wrong about is that this thing is 100% chopped and fucking evil. I haven't talked about it yet in the video, but the pathfinding for the creatures in this game and the cone of visions they have just kind of suck. But this evil ass thing will see you from a mile away and send a lightning bolt straight to your fucking head like Hassan Piker's dog. It's not fair. The path to the Lost River is already narrow as is, but then you got this thing patrolling it and fucking shocking your ship from a mile away and then just molesting you, destroying your ship, and don't even think about not being inside of your ship because this thing will just fucking chase you down and kill you. Like, the Lost River is already narrow as is, and then I have to put it with that fucking spider that I hate. So now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't know what's scarier, the crab squid or the Reaper Leviathan, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. There are a few more hostile leviathans, like the sea dragon, who has a cool design, but like, this thing's a fucking chud compared to everything else. This thing gets no bitches, no money, no motion. This thing is locked in the fucking basement of the map for a reason. Bitchless, motionless chud. Although in this part of the video, I do want to talk about what I wish the game could have did better for, the new game that could come out. The first thing I want to talk about is the visibility and pathfinding of the leviathans and the creatures in general. When night falls, you would really think that the ocean would be pitch black, but nope. When looking down on the water, it looks pitch black, but as you go deeper, it just gets brighter and makes it look like it's daytime when it's not. Also, I wish there were murkier sections that make the visibility less. Like, sure, the crash ship section, that makes it a little bit less visibility, but like, that's pretty much the only place in the whole game, and you're not really there for like long at all, even if you are there in general. You can pretty much see the Leviathans way before they see you. Like, for example, recording footage for this video, I was purposely fucking around with the Reaper Leviathans, and they wouldn't even kill me or even see me. The nasty little crab squid could see me from a mile away, so why can't these guys? I know it's a big nothing burger and just me complaining, but like, I wish the super aggressive Leviathan would actually be super aggressive. And also another thing I want to talk about is that the placement of the Leviathans in the game. All of the Leviathans have fixed spawns that they don't really leave from at all. And now, I know this isn't a problem the first time you play the game, but if you play the game more than once, you pretty much know exactly where every Leviathan's going to be at, and you can just ignore them. Like, for example, going to the Aurora, I know that there's a Reaper Leviathan towards the back of the ship, but he also swims way beneath the surface, and he doesn't really negate from the path at all unless he, like, sees you and chases you away, but, like, just swim around him. Like, I've never actually had a problem with him, like, seriously in game. You can just walk around him. He's not that big of a deal. But as we reach the end of the video, and I know this video wasn't a really long one, but I want to cover the actual scariest part of Subnautica. I saved it for last. Going into the crag-filled biome, you can find life pod 7, and on the surface this would be a normal life pod, but as we enter we can find the horrific unusual doll. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for watching the video till the end, and I hope you do enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments. For the next video, I plan on actually covering Subnautica Below Zero and why it is fucking doo-doo poo-poo and not scary at all. But anyways, thanks for watching the video. This was Cursed Content.